Do you guys consider yourselves to be spiritual, and if so, what does that mean to you? Ask INFJs. Talk about what you believe in, what you believe spirituality means. I'm a little lazy and honestly a little stoned. So I believe spirituality means to be aware of oneself, not just self-awareness, but I guess an awareness of oneself on a plane that is not the one we live on and being called or guided by something else, for example, the universe or God or whatever you choose to believe in, guiding you on a path to become a better version of yourself. I guess to me specifically at least. It means that I believe in the universe being a conscious energy we are all a part of and is at the same time its own almost like entity. I believe we all follow life paths we choose in some way or another, and to be honest, I'm agnostic, so I'm not 100% sure what I believe in, but this is as best as I can very poorly explain it right now, huh?
In this universe, there are things that we can't see or understand. Something that is beyond the capabilities of a human mind. Either we have not encountered what it is, so we have no direct experience with it. Or it is simply impossible to grasp the spirituality. I don't think there is an entity. Rather, it's an assigned symbol that we can understand for something that we can't explain. Is there really a determined path? Guess we'll never know. I have like a spiritual guidance book, Tao Te Ching. In it there are a few good lines on this. The Tao that can be described is not the eternal Tao. Freed from desire, you can see the hidden mystery. Darkness born from darkness, the beginning of all understanding. So there's a lot of emphasis on nothing. Or avoidance on giving things names or meanings. The more I try to know, the less I start to understand. So in a way, when you stop thinking about spirituality, it's when you become connected with it. This was something I really experienced while being high on shrooms, lol.
Yeah, Taoism really changed everything for me. For most of my life, I always took issue with most of the Bible until I started to learn about Taoism. After that, my interpretation of the Bible really opened up and my spirituality grew significantly. Jesus was the dude of all dudes, but he was also just a dude. Of course, like you mentioned, spirituality for spirituality's sake, I would say, misses the point completely. Much like Lao Tzu's quote, the highest virtue is not virtuous. Therefore it has virtue. The lowest virtue holds on to virtue. Therefore it has no virtue. I left a post explaining the beautiful paradoxical thinking in this, and that's what I've really come to terms with. Best part was I didn't have to get there using any drugs, but I'm sure they would even help me understanding nothing faster, lol.
Yup, Taoism has definitely had an impact. I checked your post, you made some good additional points. It really seems like existence is one big paradox. But maybe the paradox in itself is just the balance of life. Before shrooms, I sort of understood these things. But after shrooms, I started to actually feel them. The perception changes so much that it unlocks something new. Haven't done drugs for a long time now. But after what I saw, it kinda also settled down in the sober consciousness.
Pretty much what you said nails it for me, being aware of oneself and being guided by the universe, guides, spirit team etc. to become a better version of yourself. Listening to your true soul's calling and purpose, not living up to what other people want for you, but you do what resonates and rings true for you. Living in your truth. Also living a life where you spread good energy. Being high vibrational, and whatever tough comes your way, you handle it with grace. You learn the lessons you need to learn and try not to make the same mistakes twice. I've had a lot of spiritual awakenings in my short 27 years of life lol, and I am currently going through one right now. I have been pretty much tapped more into my spirituality, learning more about myself and tapping more into like my higher self. I know I probably sound kooky lol. But anyway, I am very spiritual. I believe in God, but I also feel that the universe and other energies like your personal spirit team plays a part in it too. There are multiple departments I feel that come into play.
Yes. There are many thoughts/feelings I have about spirituality. Here are some. We cannot go back to the past or go into the future. All thoughts about past and future happen in the present moment. All things happen in the present moment, at the same time. There is only ever one thing going on. Our separateness is an illusion/delusion created by our minds, though with practice and direct experience we can experience the oneness, but that feeling can be scary. When the thing becomes one, you cease to exist because there is only one of it. There is no other to mirror and have an experience with. This is what the Buddhists would call the void. The concept of it is hard to understand with the rational mind as it's not something you can think into existence, yet it is beyond the veil at any given moment if you have the required technique/awareness/luck to see it. There are no mistakes in the universe, everything is according to law. Even evil deeds can be, in my opinion, summed up by traumatic experiences, abuse as a child, neglect, some kind of mental disorder, a desire for power. People want to try to kill their egos all the time, but if we look closely we see that the ego is a mechanism which has kept us safe in this world. We have to acknowledge our egos as part of ourselves. Acceptance of its existence is key here, as if you were coddling a scared child. Anyhow, anytime I'm feeling low, down in the dumps or not worthy, I remember that I am part of the now or the oneness, and when I am feeling unworthy, that thought must be an irrational thought because how can I ever be separated from the one? How can I ever be less than worthy of existing if I am existence itself? This thought has helped me through a lot of tough times. I like Eastern philosophy in its description of the universe as an ever-blossoming flower. If we look at life and death, we can compare each generation of human beings that die as wilting leaves that fall off of the flower, and children represent new leaves starting to grow. We mustn't worry about what happens when the leaves fall off, but we must enjoy our time in the sun as the petals bloom.
The only way I've been able to make sense of spirituality is to embrace the paradox of it all. I say a lot of it's paradox because all of us have or perceive free will when the universe is deterministic. So that's why I always say both free will and determinism exist and they actually commingle. Therefore, whatever you make of this life is already predetermined, but you act as if it isn't because you don't work on a deterministic plane. In a type of way, life then becomes a gigantic game. There is no road to heaven or road to hell because you're already here in the kingdom of heaven. The fool's game is to be intentionally good by expressing false virtue instead of enjoying life as it is because there's no light at the end of the tunnel. This is it. You have no need to be in any other place than you now are because you contribute to the divine comedy of the universe regardless of where you are, what you do, etc. You are both no one and everyone. You are both nothing and everything. With that being said, that definitely lends itself towards hedonism. But anyone ever partaking in such an exploit might find everything pleasurable to be absolutely boring after a while. I've personally experienced this with the porn that I watch. You get to a point where you've eaten so much good food that the smell of that food puts your stomach off. Even if you moderate, you get very, very tired of eating the same bowl of macaroni and cheese, even if it is highly appetizing. You can get the most appetizing food you could ever conceive of and you'll quickly grow tired of it. Fret not, you can also do the same with intellectual pursuits. After you've learned everything in chess or how a certain hobby works, you either keep doing it, because you actually enjoy it, or you grow incredibly bored with it looking for the next hobby. You may never pick that hobby up ever again for all you know. Even hobbyists take breaks from their hobbies every now and again, which is proof that moderation is necessary. Even spiritual/religious pursuits. You can become a pillar of the church community, evangelize for the betterment of mankind, be a good person to everyone, but then you'll find yourself grow disillusioned with it, because it doesn't actually fix any problem. You'll still live with the shame every single time you fuck up according to the Bible. You'll pray and repent, but you'll always live with that idea of shame hounding you in the back of your head. You'll also grow incredibly prideful and self-righteous because of your beliefs. You'll think your shit is gold and doesn't stink. I'm the most humble person I know of. I think the best way to live life is to do exactly whatever you feel like doing. Your body is good at self-regulation, barring any health problems. Your body has been designed over millions of years to be great at self-regulation. Your body isn't a slave to your mind as much as your mind is a slave to your body. This means you must be in touch with your feelings for your own health's sake. Too much of anything is a bad thing. Life in moderation in totality. Easier said than done. That's only a glimpse of what I believe in. Everyone can experience the thing that they are well capable of experiencing, but everyone struggles to put it into words. Consciousness? Living? How would you describe that? It's truly the picture of your mind that requires millions of words to describe it, and all of those words, no matter the order, would still struggle to explain it in totality. It's best described by not even attempting to describe it. There's a beautiful balance in paradoxical thinking, and I think it's being able to really embrace that idea and become comfortable with it that I'm able to define spirituality in. You are both nothing and everything. Love is both selfish and selfless. Suffering is both bad and good. You can't have good without bad. You can't have full without starving. Etc., etc., etc.